Thanks for tuning back into Phylicia DTV. Episode 2 is about submission in relationships. What does submission mean to you? Who in a relationship should submit? Is submission 50-50 in a relationship? That's what I'm trying to get to the root of that in this episode. I really want to know how people feel about it when they hear it. So sit back and relax and get ready to be educated on this topic.
Here's your water, babe. Here, babe.
Thank you. Ah, jeez, hold on. Hey, wait, hold on, wait. Can I get some ice, please?
Sure.
You're awesome. Thanks. Hey, what was that, by the way?
What?
What was that, by the way?
Water?
Oh, alright. Just wondering. It looked a little,
There's something wrong with it?
It just looked a little weird. It's like kind of, you know, kind of.
I'll go get you more.
Wait. Is it? Do I have a soda in there?
I think so.
Okay, you got a bad to say.
Sure.
Thanks, baby. I'm sorry. I don't mean to have you running back and forth.
You're welcome. You want to drink it now?
I will. I just gotta get these things.
I feel like submission is when someone sacrifices themselves for somebody else's gain. So pretty much when you give up something in order to satisfy what somebody else is doing or what somebody else is going through.
Submission doesn't mean to have total control over. It just means that somebody's being humble enough to realize that they need to give in to some of the demands or requests that the partner is having.
Like the willing to do something for your other.
Dominant and less dominant, almost like a balance of power.
The woman just following, like being real easy for the man. Like if he says, oh, I don't like your hair short, or I don't like you wearing weave, then the girl doesn't wear weave, like, you know.
I don't believe in submission. First off, I don't care. I know all that old school, whatever. To me, submission means somebody that's a sex slave. I got a chain around your neck and I'm walking you across the floor and tell you eat out of a bowl of dog food. That's what submission is to me. As far as like, you know, compromising, yes. But submission, that's all it is to me. I mean, there's psychological submission, physical submission, you know, but as far as like it all in one whole, like that's what it means to me. It means just being treated like vermin.
Facebook follower Alfreda Denise Rogers says, submission in a relationship is when two people agree to love, respect, and be willing to invest in their commitment. When you say submit, it's automatically assumed that one person is in control of or has control of the other. But when there is a genuine love and respect for one another, either partner is willing to submit to the other because it is for the good of the relationship. They know how to openly and honestly communicate their needs and desires while actively listening to the needs and desires of their partner. Albert Phillips says, I think both partners will eventually have to succumb to some form of submission if they both desire to be in a happy and worthwhile relationship. It's just a part of the game. We all have flaws and bad habits that need correcting. Our partners, some partners I should say, are good at offering good advice, and no matter how much we want to come up with a rebuttal, sometimes we need to just STFU and submit. Instagram follower at NoChill_F says, I don't think there is a such thing for a man to be submissive. It's in our nature to be the aggressor. That's why we have testosterone. But I do believe that men should be the suppressor of any relationship. At GML_Son of Thunder 5 says, I believe the woman should submit to the man, but only if he is one. The way I see it, a household's natural order is like follows. The children submit to the parents, the wife to her husband, and most importantly, the husband to his God. If any part of this chain is broken, then the family will not work. So in short, yes, the woman should submit, but make sure your man is submitting to God first, and your relationship will be blessed.
Well, both parties have to be submissive to each other. Like, you can't have one being more submissive than the other, or one trying to be like, you gonna do this, and if you don't do this, then we're not about to be together type of thing. Like, it has to be a common ground. It has to be like, you have to meet each other like the 50-50 type of thing. Like, yeah, it can't be like 30-70 or 95-5. It has to be 50-50.
Like my dad, like my mom had a hard day, he'll just like chill out, make dinner, and vice versa. If my dad's going through something, my mom would, I guess, try to like lighten up the mood, make him feel better. And I guess that's like submissive, you know what I'm saying? Like toning down your ego so the other one could, I guess, be happy or pleased or okay or something like that.
Like, I feel like everyone should still be like equal a little bit. Like, it should be a balance. Like, if you're just as crazy sprung over your mate, then they should be just as crazy sprung, and just going, y'all both should be submissive for each other, not one powerful than the other. But I mean, that's life. Good and evil, bad and good. One's better, one's not.
Honestly, you only really hear cases of women truly being submissive in abusive relationships. You don't really hear of, oh, she submits to me when I want to, from a normal working relationship. You get what I'm saying?
Tina Turner and Ike, man. Like, she didn't eat the cake.
Yo, Tony, what's good, son? Tony.
Yo, what's up?
Man, it's been a long time.
All right, so look, right? You see how happy Tony was when he walked in here? Like, he got him a white girl. He happy as I don't know what for real.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's bad. Where did that come from? Like,
I'm just saying though, right? Because everybody be talking about like, oh, why black guys want to date white girls and stuff like that. Like, why does it really matter? Like, if that's what makes you happy, then be with the person.
if
Like,
we're
yeah.
talking on lines of like somebody submitting though, like, I mean, you know, they're talking about like they're gonna date white women just because they're submissive and they do what they want. You can find African American women who want to do that, but I mean, what do you do to like really, you know, like, it's who makes you happy, but like on the lines of submission, now you're not gonna date a whole race because you say they don't submit, they don't do this, they don't do that. Come on, like.
I can feel where like dudes be coming from for real, because some black women, it's like, you know, you got the strong black women, and then you got the super independent, I don't need a man, blah blah blah, and they just want to keep us down for real. And like dudes don't be trying to deal with that all the time. Like,
You gotta broaden your horizon. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? You can't just deal with the black women that's around you. You gotta go to different states, different counties, different schools, you know? You can't just, you know, base it off who you surrounded by. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
somebody who's not black, that's a whole new experience in life. Like, it's a difference. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people, I'm not saying that they're more submissive. Granted, some of them do be pretty submissive. Like,
But you'll find black girls that want to be just as submissive, or Asian girls.
I feel like part of it is in the culture of black people, the woman doesn't, in America, the woman doesn't submit because of like history, like the whole history of slavery and everything like that. It tore apart the black family and the family structure. So, you know, it's kind of been for a long time everybody for themselves, especially in this modern time. Like, everybody's going for self. That's the thing. GFS.
I think it has a lot to do with like trust issues and stuff
Right.
like that.
It's like, you know,
just growing up, you might have seen, you know, your mom not having a good relationship with her husband. Or, you know, there's a lot to do with that. So a lot of girls, I guess, these days don't like to submit to the black people.
That's true. You're right. I mean, I still wouldn't give up on the whole race, but
Yeah, well, let's keep trying it out.
yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, give up and try something else.
Okay.
Give up and try.
And that's the motto.
You know, you see the group of guys and they're discussing, you know, like, man, I'm done with, you know, African American girls. You know, it's like, and they go out to date outside of their race, or vice versa. Females do it as well. You know, you'll see African American women with a white guy, or you see a white guy with a black girl. You know, they do it all the time. I don't feel like it really has a lot to do with being submissive. I feel more like it's on the lines of you experiencing something that hurts you to the point where it just makes you not even want to ever feel that feeling again. You know, so for example, you know, if I'm dating a black guy and he beats me every day, every night, I'm not going to want my next relationship to be with somebody who even looks a little bit like that guy, you know? And I mean, and then it's like, it brings up the topic, like, you know, when people actually change their sexual orientation because of a situation they've been in, like a guy, I'm tired of women. You know, he may have gotten really, really hurt by a female. I'm tired of them. I'm going to be gay. You know, you react to your experiences. And that's how I feel. I don't feel like it has anything to do with because they're more submissive. I feel like it was basically a series of events that made you not want to ever be around that type of situation again, or to ever be in a situation where you have to reflect on that. And if that means that it's someone of a different gender, a different culture, a different race, then that's what you're going to do. I don't feel like it's really being submissive. I feel like that's just you running away from your past.
At Press Release says, today's media presents the image that women are to be submissive to men. I believe this translates to many relationships that women are second class to their significant others. Even before a relationship is initiated, men tend to approach women as if they are possessions.
Well, today, in today's society, the submission line or the gender role, the line is blurred now because all the media, because if you look back historically, society is a patriarchal, it's a patriarchal thing. It's always the I love Lucy syndrome, where, Ricky comes home and the food has to be ready, and Ethel and all of all of that. And nowadays, the post Beyonce society, single ladies, all my independent women and all of this got y'all shaking and to the left and all of that. They got everybody, they got the whole roles blurred now because, now it's cool for the lady to step up and kind of have her own and take care of everything, in her own pocket without having to worry about anybody else taking care of her.
Have line brothers that be throwing down, you know what I'm saying? Like real close friends that are males and they'll cook for their girl now. So yeah, and before, in the past that was unheard of. Men don't cook, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And you have women that'll sit here and watch Sports Center and be so more into it half the time than a lot of the guys. And the dudes in the kitchen cooking, like, you want something to eat? And they like, nah, Kobe on, or something, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, nowadays men can be a lot more submissive in relationships.
How far can being submissive go?
Yeah. Well, true. I feel like too far is when I feel like my life is in danger. Honestly, to the point where I feel like I can no longer fight back. And that's when I know that whether fight back means emotionally, physically, whatever, if I can no longer fight that battle of myself and us, then us has to lose. Because at the end of the day, you only got yourself.
True. I feel like too far is when you go home by yourself and you're in your room and you look in your mirror and you don't even recognize who you are anymore. That's when you're going too far. Because when you're talking to yourself, you're the only one you can answer to. You and God at the end of the day. And when your partner's not there, what questions are you asking yourself? How are you getting your own questions wrong? How do you not even know yourself anymore? It's too far.
Being submissive can get very serious. There have been many cases where people have committed suicide or just lashed out and ended up in jail because, someone else's life was in the way. So, although, we joke around and everything, being too submissive can get very serious. And that is definitely a point that we would like to bring out. But thank you so much for tuning into Phylicia DTV. Once again, I really appreciate it. Make sure that you stay tuned and look out for upcoming episodes.
Be sure to send all topic suggestions, comments, and concerns to FyLiciaDTV@gmail.com or simply visit my Facebook like page, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. I would like to thank all that participated, and here is a special thank you for Morgan State University.
Con los terroristas. Harlem Shake.